What if you could completely transform your faith in just 40 days? Imagine a journey that takes you from spiritual stagnation to a deep personal connection with God. One that leaves you feeling renewed, strengthened, and truly aligned with His purpose for your life. Lent is more than just giving up chocolate or scrolling less on social media. It's a sacred invitation, a divine challenge. 40 days to step away from the noise, silence the distractions, and press into God like never before. But how do you actually do that? How do you go beyond surface-level sacrifices and experience real, undeniable spiritual growth? That's what we're here to uncover. By the time you finish this challenge, you won't just know about God. You'll feel His presence in your daily life. You'll hear His voice more clearly, see His guidance more evidently, and experience His love more deeply than ever before. But this kind of transformation doesn't happen by accident. It takes intention. It takes commitment. And over these 40 days, you're going to learn exactly how to make this season of Lent the most powerful one you've ever experienced. Lent is a time of fasting, prayer, and almsgiving. 3 disciplines that, when done right, don't just bring you closer to God. They transform you from the inside out. The problem is, most people treat Lent like a temporary reset button. They give up something small, feel good about their sacrifice, and then go right back to normal when Easter arrives. But what if Lent was meant to be more than that? What if these 40 days were designed to create permanent change in your life? The truth is, the way you approach this challenge will determine the results you get. So let's break it down. How can you structure these 40 days in a way that ensures you're not just going through the motions, but actually drawing closer to God in a way that lasts? First, prayer. But not just any prayer. If you're used to hurried, distracted prayers, that's going to change. Over the next 40 days, commit to intentional, deep prayer. Not just talking to God, but listening. Set aside dedicated time. Whether it's first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or before bed, make it non-negotiable. Open the Bible and let His Word speak to you. Write down what He reveals. If you've ever felt like God was distant, this is how you change that. Because the more time you spend with Him, the more you recognize His presence in every part of your life. Next, fasting. Now, fasting isn't just about giving something up. It's about making room for more of God. When you remove something from your life, whether it's food, social media, entertainment, or anything that takes up space in your heart, you create room for God to move. The purpose of fasting isn't just self-denial. It's spiritual dependence. Think about it. When you give up something you rely on, whether it's your morning coffee or the endless scroll of your phone, you start to feel that void. And in that moment, you have a choice. Fill the void with distractions or turn to God. Every hunger pain, every urge to check your notifications becomes a reminder to pray, to seek Him, to remember why you're doing this in the first place. This is where transformation happens. Because fasting isn't about willpower, it's about surrender. It's about saying, God, You are more important than my comforts, more satisfying than my cravings, more essential than anything this world offers. Now, let's talk about almsgiving, giving to those in need. This is where your faith becomes action. Because drawing closer to God isn't just about what happens in your quiet time. It's about how you love others. Lent is a time to shift the focus from yourself to the needs of those around you. And the beauty of generosity is that it changes you. Maybe it's giving financially. Maybe it's serving at a shelter, helping a struggling family, or simply being more present for the people in your life. The point is, when you live with open hands, you reflect the heart of God. And the more you give, the more you experience the joy and freedom that come with living for something greater than yourself. So now you have the framework: prayer, fasting, and giving. But how do you actually stick with it for 40 days? Because let's be honest, commitment is easy on day 1. But by day 10, when the excitement fades and distractions creep in, that's when most people give up. Here's the secret: you don't rely on feelings, you rely on discipline. You make a decision now, before the struggle comes, that you are going to see this through. And when it gets tough, remember why you started. This isn't just about following a set of religious rules. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the person God created you to be. And here's what's waiting for you on the other side of these 40 days: a deeper faith, a stronger connection with God, a renewed sense of purpose. Because when you spend intentional time with Him, when you prioritize His presence over everything else, you will see a change in your life. You'll have more peace, more clarity, more of His power at work in you. And isn't that what we all want? A faith that's alive, a relationship with God that's real, a life that actually reflects His goodness. So now, the challenge is yours. 40 days, 3 disciplines, 1 life-changing journey. Will you take it? Because if you do, I promise, you won't be the same by the time Easter morning arrives.